to Hands-on Equations, Part 4. In this lesson, we're going to be modeling distributive property using the hands-on equations, dice, and the blue pawns. Now, if you look below, I have the legal moves that we've already discussed in previous hands-on equation videos. So make a note of that. I won't always reference them, but I'm assuming you've already watched the other videos to learn, to understand how these are already being employed. So let's begin. I'm going to rewrite this equation on my whiteboard. It's yellow, so we can begin. So very quickly in this program, kids learn that 2 represents how often you show what's inside the parentheses. So I'm going to put up x plus 3, but I'm going to put it up 2 times because that's what that 2 represents, is a number of groups, which in this case, each group is x plus 3. You can look at this and the kids will understand, using the rules, that this is the same thing as 2x plus 6. So I can rewrite that down here as 2x plus 6, and that equals 10. And so very painlessly, they're using distributive property without being told how to do it. They just can see it, which is much more powerful. Now I can take a value off each side. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So I'm going to remove 6 from this side, and therefore that 10, take away 6, is going to become 4. So now I'm left with 2 pawns equals 4. And your kids can show this any way they want to at this point, really. What's important is that they're just seeing it happen in front of them. So 2x is equals 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Each x has to be 2. So I write that on my board, and you can ask your child to explain how they figured it out. Some will say, well, I used 4 and divided by 2. Some will say, I know that 2 plus 2 is 4. Both ways are good ways to explain how they know x equals 2. And finally, to do the check, the student is supposed to put back in the value they got for x, which in this case is 2, and figure out that 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10. So this side equals 10. And the right side, of course, also equals 10. So the check looks like that. Now, let's do a harder one. Now, I've seen middle schoolers struggle mightily with these kinds of problems. They'll try to subtract 2 from the 8 because it seems to make sense, but when kids start with this program, they know that doesn't make any sense. So I'm showing 2 groups of 2x plus 1 and then 3x's plus 8. So I could rewrite that as 4x plus 2, and I'll do that because that's what I would think students should think about, and that is equal to those 3x's plus 8. And I would want kids to either remove 3x's from both sides or 2. It doesn't matter which order they do it in. So I'll just take off 3x's from both sides because that keeps balance. So I'm left with 1x plus 2 equals 8. Then I would expect kids to take 2 off of both sides. So that's gone. And then the 8 would become 6. And so I can see very plainly that x equals 6. Now all we have to do is the check. So on the left side, if x equals 6, I have 6 4 times, which is 24, plus 2, that's 26. And on the right side, 6 times 3 is 18, plus 8 is 26. So this equation is in balance when x equals 6. And like I said, this equation is really hard for a lot of middle schoolers, if not high schoolers, but 9-year-olds can do this with a little bit of practice after just a few hours. So please like and follow for more, and I appreciate you.